The transfer window has come to an end. We've made some improvements. We've lost a couple of players. Welcome back to the start of a new season with Buxton 2.0. Yes, welcome back to the start of season number 5 in charge of Buxton. We've gone back to the end of last season in terms of transfers to go through some incomings and outgoings. First of all, outgoing wise, Daniel Hunt has gone to Dergview on loan, and Celestine Hughes has gone to Tranmere for £10,000. He's a very, very good player, but his contract was up at the end of next season. He didn't want to sign a new one. He'd already told us he was leaving on a free, so we let him go. Perhaps could have got more than 10k for him, but we decided to cash in on him. He is a very, very good player, but the money, £10,000, is such a huge amount for a club like us. So we've let him go. And we brought in a whole host of free transfers, similar to last year, where we signed, a load of young players that have been released by the big clubs. We've done it again this year. Daniel Macedo is the first one from Manchester United. He's a 18-year-old attacking midfielder, can play on the right midfield as well. Portuguese little player. He looks very, very decent already at this level, and will only grow as well. Similarly, Rob Dahl from Liverpool. He plays in the centre of midfield, 17-year-old Englishman. Can play either in centre midfield or attacking midfield if we decide to go with them again. Once more, very, very good player. Jay Johnson, also from Liverpool on a free transfer. Again, can play central midfield or as a holding midfielder, 18 years old Englishman this time. Joseph Lul from Tottenham is a right back or right wing back, Ugandan, 18 years old. Already played one time for Uganda as well, but he looks like he could develop very, very well. He's got some very good physicals already. So we just need to go a few of the other attributes in there. Back to Liverpool once again with Ken Houghton, also on a free transfer, as all of these are. He is a Scottish centre-back or holding midfielder. With Hughes leaving, he gives us a bit more depth there as well. Ollie Love from Chelsea is a defensive midfielder. We could move him to central midfield or as a centre-back as well. But yeah, he looks pretty decent already as well there. And Jordan McCoy, also from Manchester United, left-back, 18 years old. We've gone through a lot of left backs in this save. He looks like he could potentially be a long-term answer, but we'll see. I've got a lot of faith in the guys that we've got already. And then ticks over to this season, we've got a lot more outgoings here as well. You can see Joseph Atchcombe has gone to Maxfield on loan, Aaron Rowe to Ebbsfleet on loan, Terrell Works to Curzon Ashton, Jay Turner Cook to Maidstone, Scaloni to TNS, and Jake Williamson to Dartford, all loan signings there. Jay Turner Cook Glenroy Leader has gone out on a free transfer to Charlton, and Hope Thomas on a free to Preston North End. Wanted to keep both of them, but like I said before, when teams like that come in, it's tough to convince the players they should be staying here, especially when we can't offer full-time contracts. At the moment, we're still only part-time. They're at a better standard, they're being paid better, you can't blame them for leaving at all. Thomas Miles left us, gone to St Johnstone, £3,200, potentially rising to 11.25. Obviously, he's been our backup goalkeeper the entire time he's been here. He is a very, very good goalkeeper. He's only 20 years old, he could develop a lot. A lot of the players and fans weren't happy to see him leave, but he deserves first team football. He has gone to the reserve team at St Johnstone, but they can probably grow him a lot better than we can. And Ronaldo Tovaraj, who we got on a free transfer last season, has gone for £27,500 to KF Vernazia, which I believe is also in Albania, where he is obviously from. Very, very good player. He was, one of our key star players until we changed tactic, and he didn't really fit in. He wasn't really, getting into the central midfield role, despite having some decent attributes for it. He again only had a year on his contract, so we cashed in on him. Not bad for a free transfer. Then a load more free signings as well. Harry Christie has joined us on a free. He is a goalkeeper. Obviously, with Miles going, we could do some more. He is listed for loan. See if we can go and get some first team football. Kieran Pennant is a striker formerly of Leicester and OH Leuven in France. He is a very, very good player. Perhaps not looking at this as clinical as I'd like from a striker, but I think he can work well in a two up top. Jamari Simpson Poussey is a centre back, formerly of Manchester City. Again, some very, very good physicals in there, some decent mentors as well for his age. We just do perhaps, rounding out marking a couple of these other ones if we do want him to be playing as a ball playing defender in the long run, but a very good centre back at 20 years old, 6'2" as well, which we like. Charlie Gray, formerly of also Manchester City, is central midfielder. Again, a very, very good player. He could potentially be a starter from day one. And Arlo Doherty, on a free transfer formerly once again of Leicester. He's spent time on loan to Longford and Mickleover, Manchester City before Leicester. 22 years old, so he's had plenty of moving experience, not so much game time experience at his age, but he's obviously a goalkeeper. He will probably be our first backup behind Miles Roberts. He could potentially become a starter as well if Roberts continues his patchy form that he ended the season in. And then finally, a loan signing Keyrol Figueroa from Rotherham. He's a former Liverpool youngster, one that I wanted to get when his contract expired, but he went to Rotherham instead. We've kept our eyes on him. He hasn't really been playing too much. We've gone and got him on loan. I think he's a very, very good striker. A very, very good striker. He is, from my experience on the game in doing Liverpool saves, a lot better than his attributes show. He is a very clinical finisher. So we'll see, what he can do and the chances he gets. He isn't going to be a starter straight away. But yeah, we'll see what he can do for us. In terms of the season preview, we are currently predicted finishing 10th place. You can see that is our strongest lineup. Sam Bell being our key player. Average age is 21, so it shows how much of a young squad we've got. We've been at the club for 4 years and 42 days, so we've been there for a while now. But yeah, 10th place is where the media predicts us to finish, and our best players according to this. You have to scroll quite a bit down. Sam Bell and Cam Pennant, so the two strikers. Obviously, neither of them make it into the best 11. Rochdale, perhaps unsurprisingly, favourites. They are wonderful, very, very strong team here. Barrow and Altrincham came down. They're not really expected to do anything, so this could be a chance this season. This could be a chance for us to really make moves going forward. Club Vision, they just want us to avoid relegation, reach the FA Cup proper and be competitive in the FA Trophy. Supporters just want us to avoid relegation as well, so we should be able to achieve these this season. Friendly wise, we've played 5 games. We won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. We drew with Mansfield, which I think is a pretty good showing for us. They are League 1, the moment League 2 at the moment. So in the division above us, we're going to draw against them. Beat Northwich, who were one of our affiliate teams. Lost to Barnsley, who again are our opponent affiliate. They're up in the Championship. Then we beat Coventry as well, 3-2, who are League 1. And then beat Enfield Town. So, we've got some good experience against some good teams and got results against them. We do start the season away at Exeter and then home to Barnet. And this will be our first team of the season. Is Roberts in goal, Stevenson at right back, and Lewis Needs at left back. Paya and Simpson Poussey in midfield. Dixon and Norris on the wings, with Johnson and Blazic in midfield, and Bell and Stewart up top, and continue that partnership from last season. Blazic just had some interest over here in him over the summer, but we managed to convince him that we'd let him go for £75,000. Nobody decided to come and match that, so he will remain here for the foreseeable and will remain as club captain as well. So hopefully we can go and get our season off to a good start. We do normally start the season pretty well. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. According to the team talks here, we are the underdogs. I pressed the wrong one then. That's fine. I was going to ask him to get revenge, but let's take some pressure off everyone. It is the first day of the season. We're away from home against, what is a decent side. Playing in the 4-2-3-1 formation. Was that Justin Hanks? in there. I know he left on a free at the end of last season. I didn't look where he went. It certainly looked like him. Yes, it is. So Justin Hanks, who obviously was a crucial part of us for many, many years, has now gone out on a free transfer and joined Exeter. So we'll be seeing him straight away. Some decent players in there as well alongside him. So like I say, it will be a tough game without a doubt. But you know, if we can play as I want us to, we will do well. Norris with the corner. Headed clear. We should get there. Paya heads it back in. It's headed clear. Dixon gets to it. Simpson Poussey to chase it down. I'm probably pronouncing his name all wrong. Needs. That's a good ball to Stewart. He may have strayed offside, but the flag has stayed down. Back to Needs. Hits on himself, and it's not the best finish in the world. Let's be honest with that. But promising. It is very, very promising. Diabate with the free kick shot to Sparks and gets it back off of him. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Gets it back once again. Back out to Sparks. Once again to Diabate. And back to Sparks once again. He's just waiting for this long ball over the top. They know he's coming, and there it is from Galbraith. Simpson Poussey heads clear to Stevenson, who goes back to Roberts. And we look long this time towards Stewart, who doesn't win the header. Galbraith, Raymond, can we get a foot in maybe? It's Hanks. He'd love to do something against us today. We do get in this time. Dixon has space to run into and is running into it. He doesn't really have the support there. He needs help. Gets to the byline, keeps it alive, beats his man. Bell gives us the first goal of the season and gives us the lead 23 minutes into this game. Dixon did so well on that far side to just keep this in, keep it alive, beats his man with a bit of help. Yes, the cross bounced off a defender, but Dixon did so well to keep that alive, hold it up. We finally got players forward, and Bell does not miss. Bell is, by the way, the bookies' favourites for top scorer this season, and he does open his account here. So, yeah, not a bad little start for us. We've looked decent as well from what we've seen. Sparks into Galbraith. Diabate once again. Sparks now looks over the top, and Morris should get there, and he's got men square, and Morris goes himself, and Ben Morris has equalised. And defensively, we fell asleep a little bit there. It was just a simple ball, really. And, yeah, Morris gets in behind Stevenson. It's a decent finish. Roberts perhaps should have done better with that. But back on level peggings, and another highlight here with Raymond into Sparks. Apaya clears, and Stewart should pick this up. Norris needs, there's a potential switch of play on here. Needs going to take it himself. Into Stewart. Tries to find Bell and does. It's a wonderful ball. And it's not the best finish. It's a decent save from Lee, but that pass from Leighton Stewart was superb. Corner ball now from Norris. Puts it in towards Apaya, but it's headed clear. Blasic keeps it alive. Back out to Norris. Can he find a ball in? It's blocked out for another corner. Let's encourage here. Starting to turn the screw a little bit. Build up some pressure here before the half. Norris to deliver. Keeper comes and claims well. Decent ball as well, to be fair. It wasn't the worst corner. Into a decent area. But yeah, the fact that Lee's allowed to come and claim that completely unchallenged says a lot. We go in at half time at 1-1. I'm going to tell them they've been unlucky. And I don't think we're going to make any changes at half time. We're going to keep it going. They've had 5 shots, only 1 on target. So, you know, we are having the shots on target. They've actually got a better XG, though. So let's encourage once again here. And we'll leave it another couple of minutes before we make any changes. Watson deferring to Davies. Cross comes into us back post. Stevenson clears. Bell isn't going to get there, but Sparks is. Bell does get there that time, though, after a loose touch. Back to the keeper. He clears downfield. Diabate brings it down to Watson. Norris steps in there, wins it off in well. Drives forward. Is he going to find a pass here? It's held up by Johnson, but it's still Norris. Crosses, cleared out. And there might be a counter-attack here for Exeter. McGlone allowed to bring it down. Davies once again on that far side into Hanks. Back for Watson. Caught out at left back, needs to as well to hold him up. Hanks once again, goal brave. McGlone. Morris hits one and it's another mistake by Roberts. We're going to bring on Figueroa and Pennant here. And Mallon for Needs. And we're 2-1 down with 25 minutes of this game to be played. And to be fair, there's nothing against Needs. He's done pretty well. But there's no way in hell Robert should be beating this. He's got a sight on it, and I don't know what he does. We're going to go very attacking when it'll let me, and we're going to demand more. It sparks with a free kick towards the back post, header clear. Blazic gets there. It's a loose ball to Norris. Johnson into Raymond, and he hits the post, and that probably would have sealed the game. And after going 1-0 up here, we haven't played very well at all. We had all the momentum going into the half, but in this second half, we have been pretty poor. We're going to berate them. And yeah, whatever extra changed at half time, it looks to have worked. We've got a couple of players that really have not played well at all, and we are going to lose our opening game of the season unless we can have a late equaliser here. Stevenson knocks one forward to nobody. Sparks finds Raymond in behind. There's a man in the centre. It's Lavicum to seal it, and that is 3-1 to Exeter, and that is all 3 points for Exeter. We lose our opening game of the season, and we were just caught far too open. It was disappointing to see how much space there's been in behind us today. It seems we are playing with a lower defensive line as well. So, you know, that is something we have to look at. But we are going to lose 3-1. And I'm going to tell them I am very angry with that. And yeah, it's not ideal, is it, losing your first game of the season? We've got to try and bounce back in a couple of days' time at home to Barnet. So just a one change coming into our first home game of the season against Barnet. Arlo Doherty comes in for Miles Roberts in goal. The rest of the 11 is Stevenson, Apaya, Simpson, Busey, Need, Dixon, Blazic, Johnson, Norris, Bell and Stewart, with Pennant, Figueroa, Mallon, Gray and Alcock on the bench. Similar to last time, we have dropped to a very deep defensive line now. We've gone with the smallest possible pitch at home as well. So we are trying to make sure players play in front of our back line as much as possible. We want the midfield to be the sort of workhorses, make sure they're getting back, winning the ball off them. If they're going to score, it's got to be a screamer. They've got to hit one from range. We don't want to make it easy for them at all. Barnet did win their first game. They currently sit up in 7th place. But of course, after one game of the season, that table doesn't really mean too much. They've got some very decent players in their team. Norris with the free kick. Apaya's header. Bettinelli saves. Can't save the second time. And Paul Apaya has the ball in the back of the net. But his first of the season. And that was a player that I was going to place for them. Bettinelli. He is, a very good goalkeeper. He's got Premier League experience. And he did alright with the first save, but pushed it straight back to Apaya, who volleys home. And there's a highlight straight from kickoff. It was only 3 minutes on the clock when we had that opening goal. Bolton into Vigor. Gets it back. John Mowat goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Bettinelli brings it out of his area. Looks downfield. Apaya wins the header though. Bell knocks it down for Stevenson. Apaya tries to find Dixon in the channel. Richard should get there. Dispossessed there by Dixon, who beats him. Can he find a cross in? He comes back to Blazic instead. He can find across towards Norris and headed just wide. And we almost had them with a 1-2 punch there. The quick goal straight after the initial one. We're going to drop to cautious. Like I say, I want this to be as tight as possible this season. They've got people like Will Fish as well, who I wanted to praise. Alex Mauer, some very, very good players in their team. Stevenson with the throw in here. Dixon gives it straight back to him. Back to Dixon. He can hit one. It's looped up, and Jay Johnson has his first goal for the club. It does make it 2-0 to Buxton 25 minutes into this game. And again, perhaps a bit harsh on the goalkeeper that time. There's a deflection that, looped up. And he'd only dived to save the shot, so there's not much he could have done, to be fair. Defender perhaps could have done better against Johnson, but for us, we don't care. We're 2-0 up, and we are cruising so far in this game. Dominant when you look at the statistics as well. Stevenson was the ball. Bell back to Blasic. Paya, Stevenson. It's getting a bit tight down here. Bell, though, beats his man. It's not a good ball. He needed a bit more on it, but Stewart has robbed it off his man. Stewart, I think it was saved by Bettinelli. It may have hit the post, but it is cleared out just about. It'd been a wonder goal had Stewart managed to score from there. Dixon gets back to hold up Brennan, and that's the end of that highlight there as well. And yeah, pretty good first half for us here. And it does look like we are going to go in with a 2-goal advantage, which we are indeed. We're going to praise them, but we're going to take Stewart off at half time for Pennant, with him being on that booking. We're also going to bring on Charlie Gray for Blasic, even, when I can get my words out. And I don't think we're making any more changes at the moment. I'm looking at either Johnson or Stevenson to come off. We'll give them a little bit longer to see who we need to think about resting. I know it's only the second game of the season, but we can't afford players getting tired and picking up muscular injuries. It's a good ball over the top of Pennant to chase. He finds Bell, and it's a crucial block there from Richards to fire that out for a corner, because that was basically a tapping from Bell. Norris with the corner towards the back post, which is headed clear. Dixon, can he get a ball in? No, he can't with a loose touch. Richards clears. Apaya steps in though ahead of Brennan. In the channel for Bell. Keeper's come, hasn't got there. It's not the best finish in the end from Bell. And it remains 2-0. And I guess we should think about making that change now. We will take off Johnson for Alcock. As we see a Barnett free kick hit the wall, and Mauer has dispossessed Johnson, and Alex Mauer has a goal back on the hour mark as we're all making the changes, and it all looked rather easy. The free kick hit the man in the wall, and sort of Needs and Johnson distracted each other, and then Johnson tries to take a touch and turn out. You can't do that on the edge of your own 6-yard area. Mowat has the equal, sorry, not the equal, he has a goal back. Let's encourage, once again. Norris with a free kick from deep. Pennant's header into the hands of the goalkeeper, Bettinelli, who takes his time now, looks long downfield. Apaya wins the header. Brennan looks to bring it down the wing, and he's got a man with him as well. He plays one in behind towards Kiyate, he's cleared out. Gray to Dixon, who beats one man, checks back. Stevenson now. I was expecting this highlight to finish. It's a long ball over the top, which Bettinelli will claim. And he once again looks downfield, but that will run through to Apaya, whose header to Simpson Poussey is decent, but we get away with one there. It did look a bit scrappy. That's a great ball over the top of Bell. Keeper sort of come, and Sam Bell gets his third of the season. And, probably finishes this game off. I don't know how that's his third of the season either, because he only scored in that last game once. So I think that was a book. It's his second of the season. But good finish. very, very good finish. It was a good ball. It was a good finish. And we are 3-1 up. Pretty comfortable with 25 minutes to play. Yeah, 3 XG as well compared to their 0.5 is very nice. Stevenson to Bell with the throw-in, who looks to bring it centrally. Gray to a pie. We've got 15 minutes to go. If they can get a goal back here, it might make it for a very nervy ending. Stevenson and Gray playing between them. Dixon now. Back to Stevenson. Paya. He looks towards Bell. Keeper's come once again. He's got nowhere near that, and Bell will complete. I was just a complete his hat trick. He didn't score the first one. Paya scored the first one. That is his second goal of the game. And it was another one of them, long balls over top. And Bell was moving. Caught the defender standing. His first touch was superb to give himself the angle. And Bettinelli caught out. It's 4-1. If there was any doubt before, it has all gone now. We are winning this game, getting our first 3 points of the season. And welcoming the fans back to Silverlands in style, which has been expanded, by the way. We've had an expansion to the stadium over the summer after we put it off 2 years in a row. It does now meet the minimum requirements. I think we added 500 capacity, a few seats, a lot more standing capacity, I think it was. Can't remember off the top of my head. But we do win this game 4-1, and we will praise them for that, we probably should. Comfortable, we move into 10th place now, +1 goal difference, obviously 2 games played, so there's no real need to look at the table as it stands. What did we do to the stadium? We increased it to 4,450 capacity. Doesn't particularly help, because I don't know what it was before, but that's what it is now. Gray and Doherty both make their debuts there for us, both professional debuts as well, actually, so well done to them. And until we come back next, we do the typical FA Cup 4th qualifying round, and a game either side will decide once we get a bit closer. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'll see you later this week. Bye bye.